Welcome back to Terps Esports, everyone. It is game night here in the studio. It's Overwatch 2. My name's Tomas, and with me,
I'm Hayden, and you're absolutely right. It is another game in the NECC Division 1 tournament for the Terps Overwatch Premier Team. This tournament is full of the best Overwatch teams in the country, so it's going to be a pretty tough match.
Yeah, that's right. Tonight we've got the Violet Legion, the Premier Team out of NYU. First, though, let's go over a refresher for anyone new to the esport.
Oh, definitely. For those that don't know, Overwatch is a 5v5 hero shooter, where teams will battle over control points by utilizing their characters' unique abilities to eliminate enemies and enable their team.
That's right. It's super fast-paced, but really the key to this game is that team play element. You're going to be seeing teams working together, or else they're just going to fall one by one because the other team is going to be able to pick them off.
They especially need to make sure to keep a tight-knit game in this match against NYU, because NYU is currently 0-6. The Terps will need this advantage, or take advantage of this opportunity to catapult themselves in the rankings.
Absolutely, and we've got a little bit more time just before we hop into the game, so let's go over who we have in the studio tonight.
So starting up with Jakizis, our flex DPS, look out for him in the kill feed. He's really going to be the player in charge of securing elims.
Yeah, and next to him we've got C3. He's going to be on hit scan DPS, and his job is really just to keep doing damage over time. He's just going to be racking up just a bunch of numbers, and he's just going to be a real thorn in the side of NYU.
And then we got Tony the Man. He is our tank player. His job is to lead the team both by putting his massive health pool in front of his team, but he's in charge of calling rotations and managing the team's macro.
And next to him, we've got Moose, the main support, and they're going to be playing on probably Juno a lot throughout this match, really just in charge of, keeping the team speed up, making sure that they can be anywhere on the map that they need to be.
And then last but not least, we have Marf, who's going to be the flex support. But for a more in-depth dive into what his role in the field is, we brought him... Oh, sorry. Never mind.
Sorry, we're a little bit frazzled. I think daylight savings time messed with the schedules everywhere, but
yeah, just a little
we're
bit.
hopping into the game now. It doesn't even matter. And it's going to be just the tried and true Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, so what do you expect the meta to be? Or just what these teams...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a lot about what's going on in the meta right now, but I will say Juno, I'm honestly astonished. Just as I'm saying that, I was astonished that NYU wasn't playing the Juno, but in fact, they're going to come right out gate with it. And they're actually running Roadhog, which I haven't seen in a while, just Symmetra. They're going to go straight to point. They need to be really careful about Jakizis on the Pharah. It's going to be really hard for them to stay alive. You almost saw J2 Song falling immediately. But Unity is just going to burst right onto the point, almost falling to Symmetra, but they should be able to stabilize. Tony's going to fall to the Roadhog, though, and suddenly Terps are not looking good for this fight. C3 is going to be able to get a pick onto the Juno now, and they're going to keep contesting the payload, but unfortunately they're just going to fall to the Symmetra turrets. They're really good for just keeping track of that Tracer, because she can fall very easily to them. They don't have to track her with all her teleports.
Yeah, especially the way that the turrets also limit or hinder the mobility of the characters makes it a little harder for the Tracer to move around and dodge so many bullets. And
you can see a lot of Violet Legion is falling very, very low. They're actually down to players. They're coming back from spawn, and Terps Esports with their switch onto Malga are going to be able to just get this point flip, and they're still cleaning up. This is actually going to be a really good fight for them. They should be able to take the lead after this engagement.
Yeah, this Malga switch is definitely going to be really helpful for the Terps because of that big target the Roadhog, or just the Roadhog is.
Oh, a huge sim wall coming out of spawn. Is Tony going to be able to get out just by the skin of his teeth? And actually, Unity is going to be able to stabilize. And this is actually a very big ultimate. The ability to kind of negate all damage. And, the Cassie's going to try to come out that doorway. Unity is just going to just run right through them. That's going to be another fight win for them. And they're just kind of playing with their food at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Tony mowing down every single character in the line of sight. Absolutely crazy.
Alright, so we're going to be seeing, out of Juno this time, for Violet Legion, they're going to have the ultimate. And that's a huge ultimate. It gives a damage boost, and I believe a healing boost as well, speed boost, I think. Just a bunch of boosts. It makes it really hard to walk through, but Tony's just going to take the initiative, not let them get to that. And you can see Brigitte is going to fall at 98% to that Juno ultimate. And so Terps Esports are going to be able to get this point flip right back. They are forced to burn a couple ultimates, but...
It's a really huge ult from Tony there. Just stopping the rest of Violet Legion in their tracks and letting the rest of his team come around and get some damage.
Yeah, and you can see Jakees is really doing a number to Violet Legion, because Violet Legion have actually swapped to a double hit scan, triple if you count Malga, which, I mean, I would. He's not going to be doing a lot against Fair, but we're going to see a bunch of ultimates in Terps with a great disengage. They do lose Moose on it, though, so they're going to have to fight this 4v4. The Soldier goes down, but it's still definitely a disadvantage for them.
Two holding sight pretty well.
Yeah, Team Malga's playing Ring Around the Rosie a little bit. Farrah is going to be able to trade around. C2 in the backline just doing so much damage, but maybe a little bit too late. If they're able to catch this Cassidy, it might be a winnable fight, but yeah, that Malga just does so much damage that Violet Legion are going to be able to flip the point back, and it's going to come down to this fight.
Yeah, Terps have one more fight left in them.
Yeah.
Ults are still up for Violet Legion. They do have Cassidy and Brig ult, so this might be a pretty good defense they might put up. So the Terps are going to have to play this one really, really smartly.
Yeah, what they have going for them is the fact that Juno's ultimate is coming up so soon, but Tony needs to make sure that he doesn't fall. Going under 100 HP, and unfortunately they're going to be able to chase him down, and that's going to be a fight loss for Terps Esports. There's no way that you can come back from losing your Malga that easily. They had very little counterplay. Now, this is going to be a really tight fight, because yes, Violet Legion are up, what, 4 ultimates to 2, but I mean, Juno's ultimate is just so powerful that it is very, very winnable for
Spying from Jakeezus might pull off somehow and maybe net some sort of value here.
Yeah, Teleport's right into the middle of them, and he's going for an assassinate on the Cassidy. He's
that's
fall.
big!
Yeah, he falls through Deadeye, and that's going to be another kill, and Terps Esports looking like they're going to take this fight.
What a play!
That was insane. That looks like a silver player hopped into this lobby, just, oh, I've got a little movement ability, let me teleport into the middle of the enemy team, but it works out perfectly.
I mean, but it was that Juno ult.
Yeah.
Juno ult created so much momentum for Terps there because they had the extra damage and healing from that. Like we saw a little bit ago with Tony steamrolling through the entire team. They made it work.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is that Malga is just so deadly under that Juno ultimate that, yes, all NYU needed to do is turn around and they could see the Reaper and kill him, but I mean, you can't do that. You have to look at the Malga who's ripping your tank apart.
Yeah. I mean, with Malga's ability to heal, doesn't that also increase inside of the Juno ult?
Yeah. Yeah, so his survivability is up, his damage is up. I mean, he can absolutely rip through the enemy tank in a second. We could actually see a lot of counterplay coming out. We're seeing the Ana out of Moose, who's meant to counter that the enemy Malga, but we actually see a swap onto, I was going to say onto Zarya, but he actually switches back, so that's a really good pick for Terps Esports, as well as that Junkrat, just going to be able to lob so much damage in that Malga. He's going to have a hard time, and oh, look at that, able to knock out the Cassidy right in the beginning of the fight.
But Tony gets taken down as well, so they have no tank to play with, but it looks like they have somewhat of an advantage on point. They just got to take care of this Malga here.
Yeah, beautiful shots out of Jakeezus, and now it's just this Malga. He is caught in the trap, but he should be able to fall. Jakeezus falls, but Lucio's there to keep him up, and that's going to be the first point for Terps Esports.
Yeah, Violet Legion is very, very spread out now. They have to wait for the Malga to come back, and then they can challenge this point again, but it looks like they're trying to get as much damage as they can to hopefully farm some ult here, maybe even push the Terps off.
Oh no. Lucio caught right behind the wall. Now it's just Tony all on his lonesome on site. He is going to be able to run out, but that's going to be a point flip for Violet Legion. And Terps, they're just going to need to regroup, wait for Lucio to come back. It's going to be very hard for them to engage without him. We see now C3 just doing a little bit of poke, and they're going to go in for the engage Tony, but looks like the Junkrat is coming around.
What a beautiful play.
Yeah, Reaper is not ready for that at all. That's going to be a perfect, that's going to be a point flip for UMD. A little boop onto the Juno. I don't think it's going to be able to kill her. She does have the ability to fly around. I'm not sure if she's going to be able to make it back to point, though. And Lucio going all the way out there. He is going to fall, but he gets the kill. And, you know, he is Lucio, so he'll definitely be back sooner.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good trade there.
Yeah. Jakeezus is going for the ultimate just to make sure that, you know, Reformed is able to come back on the Lucio, but it looks like Terps Esports is kind of running into the spawn room of Violet Legion. Reaper, not ready for it, is going to be able to take out 2. Moose is there to get the trade, but that's absolutely an advantage for Violet, and we can see that that Terps Esports are kind of running for the hills.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I didn't even see that Reaper come out of anywhere, so I don't think the Terps really were expecting it, plus that Reaper ult right on top of C3.
Yeah. Now we're seeing a little bit of a pinch from Terps Esports. They have some people on the high ground as well as, but the rest of the players coming main. So we see the Lucio B come out. That's going to be a huge, huge ultimate. And they're going to be able to burst right through Tony. I guess he didn't get the ultimate. I think it might have been blocked by the enemy Malga, which is an insane situation if that's what happened.
Yeah, probably. I would assume so.
Yeah, really well played. That was an insanely heads-up play from Wilma on the Malga if he was able to block it with his ultimate.
Terps staggered here just a little bit, waiting for C3. C3 is almost to his ult. So is the Cassidy. For
huge anti, not quite gonna be able to find him, and looks like the Reaper is gonna start running towards Ana. Unfortunately, that's gonna be a KO, but they're gonna be able to trade out on the Brigitte, and the tire coming in now. That's just gonna be huge damage onto that Malga as soon as he stops running. There it is, and he's gonna be able to finish him off. Where do you think you're going? Says the tire, and the answer is nowhere. Back to the spawn room.
Very well played by the Terps there. Now they have full control over the point, and lots of laughs coming in from the studio here.
Yeah, Cassidy needs to be really careful though, and he's actually gonna flip the script a little bit on this Brigitte. As soon as that shield goes down, she's gonna fall, and now they're gonna keep running forward. This is not a position that I've seen any team playing in a while, but they're running this Cassidy back to spawn. You see, Cassidy is gonna fall here, but I mean, you know, both teams just need to run back to point. The Malga's gonna fall now. The Reaper's gonna fall as well, I think. So that's, I mean, still a really good trade. They're ticking up to 85%. I don't think Violet Legion really get a touch here.
Yeah, I mean, the Terps have 3 ults to work with. They can easily stall with Tony's ult here.
Yeah, huge heads up play. He actually gets the cage on all 5 players. It doesn't matter what happens in this cage fight anymore because there's no way to touch. There's not enough time. Reaper is not quite going to make it, and there it is.
Wow.
That's game 1.
Very well played. That ult was like the life or the nail in the coffin for Violet Legion there. I mean, just stopping everyone from touching.
Yeah, I love that cage. Super heads up play, and we're gonna be seeing Tony here on the play of the game. Let's see what he's got cooking. And yeah, so this is where we see Reaper in the backline, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Tony's the one who just walked forward through that Brigitte, and you see how much damage. Yeah.
Wow.
So
I mean,
much damage.
Just the sheer power of Malga combined with Juno is crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane, and that's why, you know, we were saying, oh, why didn't the enemy team turn around? It's because that's what you have to look at. I mean, you know, the Reaper was doing a lot, but it just was not compared to that Malga, and that's why that was just really well played by the Terps, just being able to time that play so well.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. So with that said, I hope you guys are really interested. So we'll catch you back after a quick commercial break.
I think by the end of the season, like now, we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray. We're excited just to see them play better as well.
With the middle school program, the best part has been seeing the moments of teamwork where the middle schoolers really seem to get the game, and so that's when you can see they're starting to get a little bit hooked on how esports can be so fun.
Game, or will Red turn things around?
Terp Adventures. Take flight at Stamp. Host to countless Maryland events, programs, performances, and more. Feed your body, feed your mind, feed your soul. Let your talents soar. Dance, sing, perform, find your thing. Join more than 800 student organizations and clubs. Find community here. Leadership lives here. Art thrives here. With space to grow. We're all just kids at heart. Let your imagination fly. Compete. Play. With wings on our feet. Here, your spirit can fly. Here, your soul lifts up. Here, you remember those who came before. This is STAM. This is the Center for Campus Life, where Terp adventures take flight. You belong here. Come fly with us.
Welcome back, guys, and we are heading into the second map of tonight, which is going to be King's Row. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it looks like we're just going through the checklist of, you know, scrim maps. First we had Lijiang and now King's Row. But yeah, I'm super excited. I wonder if we're going to see more Malga. I mean, I know that Malga was not meta last time we were here in the studio, but suddenly, I mean, neither team are willing to switch off him, and this is definitely a good Malga map. Not a lot of, you know, far angles. You can just kind of play around the corner and just burst down the enemy Malga. So, I mean, it's definitely possible that that's what we end up seeing.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. It's just since the map is so close. I mean, there might even be a possibility that we see a Widow, and we do see a Widow from both sides here, with Moose on the Widow and Laser from Vile Legion. This is going to be pretty interesting to watch.
Reinhardt, it has been a long while since I've seen this, and I mean, they're having fun. I am excited. It's been this is the best day of my life.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I play ranked or something, every time I play on King's Row, there's always a Reinhardt. So it's interesting to see how this team will utilize Reinhardt's ability, especially in these close areas.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like we are seeing a Winston out of Violet Legion. I'm really curious how Terps Esports are going to plan to play around that, because Winston normally counters Ryan pretty well. We're actually seeing a swap right onto Ramatra. Jakeez going into the hotel. I'm astonished that he's still alive. They had the Widow. He should have died. A Widow duel coming out. 7 HP left on Laser, but Moose goes for the peak again. He's going to be able to take down the enemy Widow. Reinhardt needs to be really careful, though, because he's almost going to fall. Life Fever as well. I'm just realizing now, I think Terps Esports is just having a little bit of fun this game.
And so much damage coming from Moose here with the Widow. And they're just pushing them back in the spawn. Jakeez gets 2.
Wow. This is not something I've seen out of the Terps in a while. They've been playing some very, very sweaty matches.
Oh, this is very cheeky from Jakeez.
Do you think they're ready? Falls down, but the Widow has already moved, and now, okay, Jakeez, if he leaves with his life here, I'm going to eat a hat. Yeah, he's going to end up falling, and Terps Esports is now definitely on the back foot of this fight here. It's just up to that Widow to really do the damage in this fight. So I can't imagine that Terps Esports will be able to flip this. Their best bet is just to try to stall and see if they can buy time for Jakeez to come back, but it doesn't look like it. That's what's happening, is the Reinhardt's going to charge forward. Laser going to be able to get the pick onto the enemy Widow, and now Jakeez is back. So this is actually somehow still winnable. Ramatra is still going to fall. Laser is going to get the pick onto the Baptiste, but it might be a little bit too little too late.
They're doing massive damage towards Jakeez here, but even with the fact that the enemy tank switched to Ramatra, the Terps are still holding really strong with this Rhine pick.
Yeah, they are going to be able to get almost a second tick, it looks like. It looks like we're going for the engage, and here's a huge shatter. I think it only gets to Ramatra, but that might be enough to win the fight. Widow is going to go down, but as long as they can keep this Reinhardt up, it might be enough. Genji doing a huge amount of damage with the Reflect, finding the Baptiste outside of his immortality, but unfortunately there's just too much healing thanks to that tree. And now it's just this Reinhardt in the in this little hotel. That's not where you're going to be if you're an Ana.
Yeah, and the Terps are looking very oppressive here with just how well they've been able to defend the site. Violet Legion just has a minute 30 left to get any kind of movement going on, or even just to get the payload engaged.
Yeah, they do have a tick, so they're already a third of the way to the objective, but I mean, it's still very, very close if they're going to be able to do it at all. And the Ramatra is falling very, very low. He gets the nano, and he's actually going to start running into the back line of the enemy team. But Reinhardt now saying to this Brigitte, I've got a bigger hammer than you. That's why I'm going to kill you. And unfortunately, it's just not going to be enough, as Violet Legion already have 3, but good to see that we're going to get more map of this.
Yeah, I think even though Terps lost that one engagement, they still played a very good defense, especially with the Rhine. And I'm curious, they might switch now that this opens up a lot more like open gameplay. But it doesn't look like they're switching. Form still has about 15% left to go for his ult.
Yeah, absolutely. That's actually very, very low ult economy for both teams. I guess they both just kind of used everything they had on that last fight. But now Wilma going a little bit too far out. They're going to end up falling just in the middle of all of Terps, and that is going to be a regroup for Violet Legion. Looks like Laser might be able to get a pick, not quite. And suddenly this Forge Hunter from the high ropes, not quite going to kill him, but it doesn't matter, they get the KO. And now looks like the Forge is going to fall, not quite. The D.Va was able to get the Junkrat in the backline though, so this is still definitely winnable if Terps Esports just kind of Violet Legion, if they're able to get a regroup here, they should be able to win this fight now just because they're down the Junkrat and the Widowmaker now as well.
Yeah, I think that ult was really, really impressive, doing a 360 midair and then somehow landing it too. But the D.Va already demeched here.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to kill her as well. If they're gonna be able to regroup here, it's gonna be close. But the Lifeweaver keeping Ryan alive. He is gonna be able to get into the cafe, but unfortunately, seems to be not gonna be able to follow him. So now it's just a question: is this Reinhardt gonna be able to escape? I think so, just because of his shield.
They still are down C3, but he's catching up relatively quickly. I mean, that Lifeweaver is the Sojourn ult is popping Jaquiza's falls already.
Yeah, this is going to be very dangerous. They do get the tree out to keep the team alive, but still, they're down a player. And this is absolutely last fight territory. If Terps fall here, they're going to have to just defend point 3. They're finally starting to engage. This Ryan is falling so low, and his shield is not going to be able to keep him up either. He's going to fall. That Nano D.Va is just running circles around the enemy team. And yeah, that's going to be point 2 for Violet Legion.
Wow, I mean, the D.Va still has their ult as well, so you can easily send this straight into the Terps spawn and maybe net like 1 or 2 kills off of that.
Yeah, let's just see this now. This, I think, gives a new meeting to hammer down. Misses it too.
Oh, he does miss it.
That's insane. They get the kill anyway, though, because it's one Widowmaker.
Yeah.
And we're going to be seeing Team Tony catching this Widowmaker off guard all the way in the backline. Are they going to be able to catch the Ilari? Not quite. And here's a huge shatter coming out. I think it gets 4. It's now just up to this D.Va, and I'm going to try to regroup, but the D.Va's going to fall. And just now running to the point, and a beautiful shot from Jaquiza is going to be able to clean up that fight. Counting down 2 minutes now, so definitely still winnable for Violet Legion. If they get a good push here, they could still have over a minute probably. This is not, this is not looking as good as it kind of feels. It feels like Terps Esports are, just running over Violet Legion, but it is actually quite close.
They do have the Baptiste ult from Tony here.
Yep. We're going to see if that's probably going to combo with Reinhardt. I wouldn't be surprised as D.Va sends out her mech, and I think she's just going back to spawn to swap to a new hero. But yeah, we're going to be seeing Winston come out actually. It's a lot better against the Reinhardt.
Shot. Tony does follow up on the second DPS. If they can somehow stagger Violet Legion, this would be huge. And the ults do come out. Tony getting 2 there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a little bit of an overcommitment from Terps Esports. They probably didn't need either of those support ultimates. I would have said they already had Violet Legion running back to spawn. We're seeing a little bit of a cheeky Widow ultimate. Not quite going to be able to catch the Sojourn off guard, but now Terps Esports need to be careful not to get split. This is very, very dangerous. Are they going to be ready for the Reinhardt here? He's sending a Fire Strike into spawn, but the Monkey is there to defend him. And Violet Legion aren't dying, but they're not really making any progress right now in this fight either. What a shot from that Widow as well, and that's going to be a fight win for Violet Legion. Reinhardt's running all the way back to spawn, and we do see a nano boost overclock. Sorry, just a nano boost onto Sojourn. She still got her ultimate as well as rally as well, but Terps Esports kind of have nothing. They've got Shatter, which definitely could be big, but other than that, just a Dry Blade, that's not, that's not a whole lot, especially not against the Brigitte rally.
Yeah, I mean, if Moose could do something here and maybe even pick up the defense, at least the Widow up top, that would already be pretty good. He does get one.
Yeah, he's going for the going for the Ana as well. Isn't gonna be able to find it. It's just this Winston, and he's not quite gonna be able to get it. He needs Tony to come in for the assist, but now it's just up to Brigitte. She's gonna fall. It's one shield. It's a small shield as well, and she's just gonna fall, and that's gonna be round 1. Definitely going in favor of Terps Esports, I would say.
Yeah, they were really good on the defense, and I mean, this map I would say is a pretty good map just for pushing because of how far the defense spawn.
Yeah,
is.
absolutely. Yeah, it feels like you need to run a marathon every time you extend just a little bit too far. So Terps Esports are only going to need to get that first win, then maybe 1 or 2 wins on the second point if they're really able to get a good, clean fight. That's the question though, because they, I feel like they've been messing around a little bit. The Junkrat jumping all the way into the hotel and spawn at the beginning, almost falling. So
I do really like the Junkrat pit, but I'm a little curious to whether or not the Terps are going to go for a Ryan, and it looks like
yeah,
they
there it
do
is
again.
They're actually going for a Ryan without a speed boosting hero, which is not something I've seen in a long time.
Right.
Baptiste Lari is a very good support lineup, but not for Reinhardt because he needs a way to get in close and personal with his hammer, and these supports just are not really able to do that for him.
Right, I'm wondering if they're going to try to play a lot more aggressive as a team and then follow Ryan in, but that's a very, very risky way of playing.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially against Roadhog. I feel like if Ryan gets hooked the wrong way, there's not a lot he can do. He just kind of lets himself die. We're going to see, though, as Terps would come out, and Moose almost falling right out of the gate. Going to go for a hook any second now. Is he going to be able to get the pick? There's nobody on the stairs that he looks for, so that's not going to be it. But a huge pull, and I think Reinhardt missed it. I think he was trying to go all the way for the auto. He gets all the way to point, though, and he's going to get anti. He's still going to go down, too. Is he going to be able to stay up? I don't think so. It looks like the shield is going to fall, and somehow they're able to bully the Hog out of position, but the sleep comes out, and that's going to be it for Reformed. And as well, looks like the Ana not quite going to fall. Now, Jaquitas is all the way in the back line. He needs to be really, really careful. It's very easy for him to get staggered here. And it looks like NYU is actually trying to take the bait. And yeah, suddenly this Genji's all the way in his face. There's the Kiriko as well. C2 is going to fall somewhere in the front line, but it doesn't matter. And Reinhardt now going for a charge. He's just going to get hooked, and I think Terps Esports need to start taking this game a little bit more seriously.
Yeah, I don't know if the Reinhardt is a really good pick going into this Roadhog, and they do switch. They do realize.
Oh, huge hook!
This isn't a Reinhardt game, but now this is a Malga game.
Yep. And this looks like a beautiful reflect from the Genji, getting that headshot onto the Widowmaker. I feel like I dream of doing that every single time I play Genji. It just doesn't happen, but. We're going to be seeing this Malga just trying to go to point. He does get hooked, and he's going to fall immediately. Oh my god, that's what, 700 to 800 health gone in a second.
Yeah, I mean, they're all the Violet Legion's players are stacked in that one little area, so it makes sense because after falling targeted, the Malga, he's dead within a few milliseconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this Roadhog's kind of running circles around Terps Esports. They need to figure out something, and it looks like that something is just going to be a Roadhog mirror. But Roadhog going to get hooked, and he's just going to fall as well. There's a whole hog. And Terps Esports now down 2 minutes with really nothing to show for it.
Yeah, they only really have the Baptiste ult and potentially the Widow ult, but Violet Legion has so many ults to work with here. They have 4. So this is going to be a very, very expensive fight for Violet Legion if they want to play a really good defense for Terps. Terps got to really play this really well if they want to avoid dying to these ults.
Absolutely. And we see the window coming out with a huge hook out of the Roadhog, going to be able to almost neutralize the blade, but in fact he's going to be able to get healed back up, and Herb should be able to survive. Jaquitas does find laser somewhere in the midst of that fight, but I mean, this fight is perhaps already over. And Terps Esports just need to regroup. They do have the May. If they're able to catch something off guard, they could neutralize this. But they're just gonna go for an early Kitsune rush out of NYU, and that's gonna catch out Roadhog as well. I think he's gonna fall. The anti gonna make sure that he's not able to keep himself alive. Somehow he's gonna be able to make it out and actually take the Genji down with him. A good sleep out of the enemy Ana, but yeah. Ooh, and C3 gets shot out of the air, and that's going to be just another regroup for Terps Esports. They only have one more fight.
They're almost to the May ult here. This might be the deciding factor, and if they can stall for long enough to get the whole hog, that might also be the key they need to winning this fight.
No, I think you're
they
right.
They have 20 seconds left. They're still down so much on time, so they got to play this. They got to play
Moose
this.
almost falling. She does have the Blizzard though. She's able to pop this. We're gonna see it, but it gets reflected. No, it doesn't. And that's gonna be at least a tick for Terps Esports. They're not able to catch anybody in the freeze, which is definitely unfortunate. But we're seeing 2 ticks now. It's all gonna come down to this last tick. So someone on NYU needs to touch the point now. Whole hog coming up, but it's not gonna be able to find the Roadhog. And suddenly Terps Esports are not looking like they're gonna win this point. As the last seconds of overtime tick down, that's gonna be a full hold for NYU, as they're going to be able to take game 2.
Yeah, that was really impressive from NYU, but just the Terps looked like they fell off in the second half there. I mean, it might have been the Ryan pick, but they just weren't gaining the momentum they need. It was that one little area, I think, that in the hotel where they kept getting annihilated, especially Reformed. You know, he would get hooked in there and then dead within a couple milliseconds.
Yeah. They realized eventually that the Hog was just a little bit too oppressive for them playing on any other hero, but it was too late. They just didn't have the ultimates to survive. They were able to build up a Blizzard, like you were saying, but you know, just one Blizzard is not going to be enough to swing a fight. As you could see, NYU is just able to play around it. They had the time to just wait it out and then re-engage. Yeah,
the anti-nades are also really deadly on Reformed there too, because like anytime he got pulled into the the Violet Legion, he was dead. There's no way he could potentially heal anything.
Yeah, absolutely. So Terps Esports definitely need to go into this break, trying to figure out what they need for this next map. They need to play to their strengths, and they need to win this fight. I think if they don't win this game, the momentum is all the way in NYU's favor. So we're going to see what they have planned just after this break. See you there.
I'm Greg, also known as Sind, and I'm an initiator player for the Valorant Premier team.
I'm Kazu, and I go by NJV, and I'm the coach for the team.
I'm Richard, and I go by Pickle Richard, and I'm the duelist player.
Pretty fun. I definitely liked all the guys I was playing with. It's fun to get in the server with them. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a challenge balancing it with other things, but
yeah,
it's definitely something that I enjoy doing a lot.
Yeah, making like all the friends that we made through this team, so it really makes me happy. So it's like really awesome that we did this.
Yeah, I think I had really fun times on this team. I played well every single game.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I think my favorite moment was map 5. I think that was a really fun match.
The grand finals.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
grand
fun.
final. Yeah.
Remember what map it was?
I don't remember that.
Oh, it was Sunset.
It was Sunset.
Yeah.
And you played Raze.
Yeah, I played Raze.
Yeah, no, that map was really intense. Like, it was super hard. The pressure was definitely on. Like, it was super late at night. It was like midnight or something.
It was very late. It was really late.
1 a.m. or
like my favorite one was probably the first match of the season.
Oh yeah.
First time in the studio together.
Oh, in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. It was like
fun.
Fun seeing all the Academy boys in the studio. So that was sick. Yeah.
My personal goal is I think I'm gonna try to hit Radiant this season.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely to win Big Ten right now, and then place top 8 in CVAL. That's our goal.
Top 8 CVAL.
Yeah.
Big Ten is definitely the thing I'm most interested in seeing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not flying out, but hopefully, or the boys do well over
Hopefully
it.
we win.
Where is it? OSU? Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio.
Ohio.
I promise at least second place.
At least second place. I think we can win it.
I think we can win it too.
I think we can.
We gotta
win
be
it.
humble.
Everyone, we just we can't get complacent.
Can't get complacent. Never that.
That's a good one.
Go ahead.
Honestly, like unironically, I think Kazu is a very fun person to have in the program as like an emotional leader. Even though he doesn't always, sometimes things can get a little disorganized with Kazu at the helm.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, but for as much flack as we give him for being terrible at the game, he's actually.
Yeah, if you watch our
he's
games
actually a very
while I play, you'll be surprised. Like, I hear House is the guy my coach a lot.
Yeah.
Like, a weird amount of times.
But I think Kazu's a great addition for him. I love that.
Yeah, I love
He's
how
great.
You love Valorant.
he's very wholesome.
He is very awesome.
Yeah.
He's-
Radiant, remember that.
I'm ready to remember that.
Yeah, his timeouts have improved a lot too. As someone who's seen him coach over the last like 2.5 years.
Yeah, I
Your
coached him
old
for a while.
timeouts were.
Yeah, that was when I was
great.
a little baby boy coach.
Yeah, but now he's improved a lot.
Yeah.
I really like having him as a coach.
Thank you, Gregory. Wow, this is great. You should do this more often.
That's the most praise you've ever heard.
He got an ego boost for free today.
That was awesome.
And welcome back. We're going to be hopping right back into the game in just a couple of seconds. I believe the map is going to be East Prononza. That's going to be a push map. So
that's
definitely interested to see what we see out of Terps Esports coming out of this break.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to think some long-range characters are going to be in play here.
Yeah, we're seeing that soldier, but looks like they're actually going to go for hard dive with ball. An interesting pick against the Roadhog. If he gets a well-timed hooked onto the right person, that can be an automatic KO. But if Tony's able to just evade that Roadhog, it's going to be hard for Roadhog to get much more value. The rest of Terps Esports should be pretty out of that Roadhog's range if he wants to do any kind of help for his backline.
If they are very spread out here with the Roadhog pushing in on the back line.
Huge hook. Are they going to be able to find this Brigitte? The shield goes down. Yeah, they're going to be able to catch her out, but alternatively, Cassidy's getting very low. He's going to be able to kill back up. Tony actually falling very low. He's going to need to go back for a health pack, and Terps Esports is just going to have to regroup. Yeah, I think they're just going for a contest on the payload right now. Yeah, we're seeing NYU get off to an early advantage. Luke going for a little bit of a Tracer duel, and he's going to be able to win it, going for the ball as well, but the ball is way bigger health pool than Tracer, so he's just going to have to run for it.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're losing a lot of momentum here with the ball pick because it's the Roadhog that absolutely counters the ball. I mean, you don't get that momentum from the or just that speed if you get hooked at all.
Yeah. And we see Luke finally getting Tony in the backline. It's a huge stagger. As, NYU has just kept pushing this whole time. They're actually gonna get the the checkpoint. That's a huge advantage for them already. We're only 2 minutes into this game.
And Tony does opt in for the Junker Queen, which I think might be pretty good against the Roadhog.
Yeah, it looks like Terps Esports, they get the Hog super out of position. Pulse Bone is going to come out. They're not quite going to be able to catch him, as he's actually going to be able to heal himself all the way up. But they are able to find the Tracer as well. So Terps Esports looking like this is very winnable. They're actually somehow behind. Like they've swapped the map with Fire Legion, which is not good. As the Fire Legion might just be able to just keep running away from the spot, but they are going to drop into the Kitsune Rush, and that's going to be another fight win for Fire Legion. It looks like.
Yeah, when Junker Queen is in her enraged state, or out of her enraged state, it's so easy to kill her, especially inside of that Kitsune Rush.
Yeah, it looks like Terps Esports are coming back for another fight, but they still have 0 ultimates compared to 3 out of Fire Legion. This is going to be a really difficult fight, but Fire Legion is getting pretty close to just the goal. A huge hook coming out, a huge sleep from a form. Not going to allow the whole hog to come out. It finally comes out now, but I think you know, it wasn't even needed. They were able to get 2 already, and they're just going to keep running for it. Are they going to be able to pick this Joker Queen? It looks like it as well. I mean, we're looking, you know, 1, maybe 2 fights for Terps Esports to swing this fight back. Otherwise, Violet Legion might just run right through them.
Yeah, I mean, this Hog is putting so much pressure. And the fact that he's just unkillable, too.
Huge cleanse coming out from the enemy Kiriko, who is going to fall, and unfortunately at this point, for Violet Legion, I think this fight might be difficult. Nano Boost coming out as well, and as the Cassidy is going to be able to get healed all the way back up, it looks like Terps Esports are going to be able to flip this fight. C3 does fall, but I think that's not going to be a huge matter in this in the rest of this fight. Moose staying alive just by the skin of his teeth. He's still running away, dip, duck, dodging.
Managed to stay alive.
Yeah. The Hog's finally going to fall, and actually Terps were able to get a good amount of bot progress during that fight as well. They just need to finally find this Tracer. He's really being a pest all the way in this backline. Yeah, Moose finally going to be able to knock him down. And that's actually a really good stagger because, you know, that Tracer is not going to be able to get the close spawn. And I think that Terps Esports should be able to just keep pushing now. I don't think Violet Legion wants to go in on a 45. I stand corrected. A great angle from Violet Legion actually forces Terps Esports to get off the card. Tracer is going to be able to get respawned early.
The Violet Legion looks to have Terps right where they want him. They have...
Oh, huge hook!
Wow!
Yeah, he's going to go down. The enemy Kiriko also very, very low, but not quite going to fall. And with the Deadeye catching Ana, there's no more healing for Terps Esports. They're just going to get run over. That's going to be the end of this fight as well. I think going to be able to find anybody. Jaquez does get a pulse bomb onto Laser, which is going to be a pretty good stagger, but I mean, there's you know, they're still lost this fight. The bot's going to get pushed all the way to the checkpoint, certainly, as they wait for Tony and Jaquez to regroup with the rest of the team.
Yeah, we do still have 5 minutes left in this game. Just under 5 minutes left, so the Terps still have a little bit more time to find their footing, but the ult game is looking pretty good for Violet Legion. The Tracer does have their ult, and then yeah, it looks like Hog comes online too and is used.
Yeah, it's not quite going to find anybody, and in fact, somehow Tony, despite the whole hog, is going to be able to find the backline, finding that Kiriko, and now you know, Luke is just not really doing a whole lot in this fight. Goes in for the pulse bomb, not going to be able to find anybody, and now Roadhog in the backline catches the Juno, but somehow he doesn't get the kill. And Terps Esports are still going to be able to run away with that bot with the bot.
It was a very good reaction time from Tony there to go help out Moosey from potentially dying from the hog.
Yeah, and I think now Terps Esports have a much better position in this fight. They have the high ground to contest Violet Legion if they opt for the high ground. Looks like they're going to, and they need to be careful not to line up because they're facing down Tony's Rampage. Moose getting spawn camp by that Tracer. That's gotta really annoy you. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Terps Esports is just looking for whatever kind of distance they can get. I would be surprised if we see any ultimates coming out in this fight. They're just trying to stay alive, but you know, with 2 players down in this fight, I'm surprised that we saw this investment at all. Korra going for an ultimate, and in fact, here's the Rampage is able to get the Brigitte through her rally. The Roadhog falls so low, not quite going to fall though. And now Terps Esports just need to regroup because I think they actually get a faster regroup in this fight. This Roadhog needs to fall. He finally does. Are they going to be able to burst out the Cassidy? Yes, they are with the use of Brigitte's rally. And now they just need to find this Kiriko, and there she goes. How are they able to turn that fight?
What? Wow, the dream team you want. That is crazy.
That is not allowed. The pulse bomb comes out. It's not going to find anybody. You've got a shield there. Somehow, Terps Esports are going to get this checkpoint. This is actually looking really good for them suddenly. What? What?
That was crazy. I know Moosey definitely has to be a little ticked off because the Tracer during that entire fight was sitting in their spawn.
Yeah, the Hog is going to fall a little bit sooner. Are they going to be able to get the Deadeye on him? Not quite get the lock. There it is. Going to be able to find him, and the Kiriko goes to save him. He's going to just fall as well. Terps Esports is just going to keep pushing.
Yeah,
it looks over.
They found the momentum they need to get back into this game. Yeah. Now it's looking a lot more even, especially with that fight with Reformed and Tony.
Yeah, we're seeing Rampage coming up in this fight as well. You know, if Tony is able to get a good timing compared to one clip out of Fluke, able to shut down Jakeezus. Didn't even let me get the sentence off, but it looks like Terps is just going to commit to this fight anyway. Unfortunately, he missed the hook, and that's just going to be a full ultimate investment from NYU. They're going to be able to get a full team wipe and going to be able to start pushing the spot. But I mean, Terps Esports get a fast regroup. They might be able to you know, win this fight, and if they win this, they're still in a great position. They're only 1 or 2 fights behind, maybe.
Yeah, no ults up yet, maybe with the exception of Tony's here, but just one more fight and then they should be able to get most of their ults.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a Rampage here. It's going to be able to get a lot of them. Roadhog is so low, but unfortunately, Laser is going to be able to find Tony with the Deadeye, and I don't think Terps Esports are going to be able to get to push on that Roadhog. He's going to be able to heal all the way back up, and now he's falling so low, but a Pulse Bomb comes out. It's going to be able to find him. It is even yet again. We also see the switch onto Malga from Tony, but it's not going to be here on the point early enough. Is C3 able to find the kill? Not quite, but Malga's here now. That's going to be able to find the Brigitte. And now they're going to run forward. Does Kiriko have a teleport out? No, she doesn't. And now it's just this just Cassidy and Tracer in the back line harassing them. Wilma's able to find one onto Jakeezus. Laser finds Loose as well. So this is actually still winnable for Violet Legion, even with both supports down.
Right, but Terps are pushing the bot, so they're getting a little bit more of an advantage, and maybe just creating a lot of distance from the bot and the push from Violet Legion. But there's only 15 seconds left.
Yeah, they need to be really careful. If they die here before the Ana is able to come back, she has Nano Boost as well. She could single-handedly win this fight, but Terps Esports needed to stay alive. You finally see the Nano Boost coming out. Is it going to be enough to find the Roadhog? Not quite. There's just so much keeping him alive between the Brigitte's rally, but she's finally going to fall. So does Cassidy. There goes Roadhog, and that's going to be a fight, but this is not over. Terps Esports have 1 ultimate, 2 going into this next fight, and I mean, they're going to need to win 2 more. I mean, maybe 3, but you know, with overtime checkpoints, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that was a very expensive fight for them. I think they used like 2 or 3 ults there, but Violet Legion looks to have about 2 more ults to work with pretty soon. I mean, they basically have the Cassidy ult and then the Tracer ult, so both ults from the damage.
Yeah, we're seeing now an engagement for Violet Legion as they hop onto this point. We're seeing the Deadeye. That could be huge onto this Malga. He's not really allowed to use the cage fight anymore because that could just mean death. A huge pulse ball coming out, and it's actually going to find reformed Antony, and now suddenly this is very hard for the Terps to stay alive. We see a pulse bomb coming out onto Laser. The Malga's falling so low, but he's not quite going to die. And now Jakeezus is all up to him just to keep on this point, and I just don't think he has it. He's trying every play in the book, but it's just not enough. And Violet Legion are going to be able to take game 3. This is all NYU.
Yeah, I mean, the Terps came in really aggressive the first match, and they lost 2 matches to NYU. So they really got to step up their game here.
Yeah, let's see this play of the game. Just bullying this Brigitte on the back line. I really think this is the story of the game. Just all over the place. Terps Esports were losing their backline, losing that Ana, losing that Brigitte, and it just meant that they weren't able to push the bot.
Yeah, I mean, even with the Tracers staying in their spain a lot. I know a lot of the fights, you know, it's just consistent spawn camping, and that was detrimental for the Terps just getting back or getting their footing they needed to just contest the bot.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be seeing now Terps Esports only have 1 more match. If they lose this next game, that's going to be it for the series. We're going to see what kind of adjustments they have going into game 3, but before that, we got a quick ad break. We'll see you after this.
Subin Kim. My in-game name is Carrots, and I'm the controller of this team.
My name is Hannah. My IGN is Tuxedo Sam, and I play Sentinel for the team.
My name is Simon. My in-game name is Care Bear, and I'm a flex.
My name is Megan. My IGN is Giraffe, and I'm an initiator.
My name is Sophia. My IGN is Soap, and I'm an initiator.
Hi everyone, I'm Ayush. My in-game name is Dulcexo, and I'm the coach.
Welcome back, guys. It was a pretty quick ad break, and we're going into the 4th match of tonight. We still don't know the map yet, but the players are definitely trying to get into this game 4 as fast as possible.
I think they're just trying to not overthink this. They know what they have to do to beat this team. They just need to focus up and play as a team more. They can't keep getting picked in the backline. They're just playing sloppy right now. They need to just reset their mental, go into this game. Because they absolutely have the tools they need to win. We saw, Kings Row first point, during the defense round, as well as, Lijiang Tower taking that 2-0.
Right. I mean, their defense for Kings Row was phenomenal, and then Lijiang Tower as well. We saw how oppressive the Terps were. They just need to find their footing again. I think that's just the problem here.
Yeah, and I think we're not quite giving them enough credit. The meta was very well defined just a little bit ago. Dominated by Orisa Juno, and it looks like just these teams just don't know really what to do. They're just a little bit lost, but we're seeing, as I'm saying, that the Orisa Juno comp coming out from Terps, as well as the Cassidy and the Genji. I think they're just going for what they know. Versus Violet Legion, they're going for a soldier. I've seen this a long time ago on I've seen soldier on this map a long time ago, but I haven't seen it in a while. Just not really what the metas I've been asking for. And looks like we're just seeing some Hog versus Orisa. I've seen this matchup 100 times. Big Jesus now getting a pick onto the soldier. That's going to be a great way to start us off, but unfortunately C3 just goes a little bit too far, and Brigida's going to fall to the pick as well. Kirigo does fall, and there goes the Hog as well as soon as his healing ability does run out. And now it looks like Brigida's is still going, trying to look for any kind of kills that he can get. This Juno, is he going to fall? Not quite. Now he needs to be careful. I don't think there's any support for him. He's going to fall to Luke. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. They had the fight win, and I think Brigida's just got a little bit too happy to try to get one of these kills, and wasn't really thinking. And now Terps Esports are on the back foot in this fight.
Because you put this Orisa, it needs so much viability the Hog has with the hook, because you can't hook Orisa when she's fortified.
Yeah, absolutely. Wilma here is gonna fall, and now Terps Esports is just running down the rest of this fight. It looks like they got the mental reset they needed, and it's just playing comfort picks. It seems like they do just need to play who they know. Just trying to get a little bit too fancy, I think.
Right, and we do see a swap from Violet Legion going onto that Zarya.
Yeah, I mean Zarya, notoriously good matchup into the Orisa, just able to burn right through the spear, the javelin spin, but it's not everything. It's very hard to get a lot of ult charge with the heroes that Violet Legion has. Tracer doesn't really do well with bubbles, and everybody else, Zarya wants to be in front, so it's still going to be very difficult, as Terps Esports are going to be able to get this first fight, and they're just going to start walking over to point 2.
Yeah, they have 4 ults here to work with, and because of the swaps Violet Legion make, they're still a little behind on ults. So this might be a really good Orisa ult here. Does pop it?
Yeah, you see the Genji blade coming out as well, the Deadeye, and they're just going to be able to clean everybody. Yep, no ultimates out of Violet Legion. I mean, they pop Pulse Bomb, but you'll have that back by the end of this fight. And at this point, Terps Esports need to just be careful about the Juno ultimates, I think. That's what this next fight is going to be all about, because both teams are going into that, with that ultimate.
Yeah, they have the Juno and the Kitsune Rush, so this might be very dangerous, but already the Tracer getting in the back line of the Terps.
Yeah, it's just forced to recall, and he's actually very low. He does get the Mega, but a fantastic play by C3, predicting that he goes back for the Mega, and now Moose is just going to be able to use that Juno ultimate to keep pushing forward, and that's going to be able to counter Violet Legion. a very good proactive play from Terps Esports, not allowing Violet Legion to take advantage of their Juno ultimate.
Yeah, and it looked like Violet Legion also popped their own Juno ultimate, so that was a really good trade, and Terps came out on top with that one. They still have the Brigitte ult to work with, maybe in kind of like a last...
He needs to be really careful. They're actually going to go for a fight when he's so low, but it looks like it's going to pay off. His laser is going to fall immediately. Kiriko's very low, and now look at this Mei. Everybody crowding around, gets a little piece of the pie, and she's going to fall, and now it's just up to this Zarya to try not to get staggered. And Terps Esports are almost running Violet Legion into their spawn.
Yeah, they're pushing up so far here, but look at this. Tony almost has his ult.
Ooh. Yeah, it looks like Laser's going to be able to
take
off.
it down by the Ashe. Oh, but I don't think they saw Tony.
Ready for the Orisa. There's now
this
a whole
might be
lot
huge.
of follow-up. We're going to see. We're going to get the call out, and the flashpoint is just going to go straight to the Terps. And looks like Orisa is just going to be able to hide. I think he was just a little bit out of position, and it wasn't a play to get a kill. It was just a play to survive, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it was even just to delay a little bit too, because if they're going to try to go run and touch point, then Tony was there to.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
That.
But Violet Legion are going to be able to take control of this point just because of the nature of flashpoints. Are they going to be able to hold it though? It looks like Terps Esports are running right for them, but a huge grab is going to be able to get a couple of players out of Terps Esports. But Laser from the sidelines, I don't think C3 was looking that direction at all. He was just 2 clean headshots, and that's going to be the end of Terps Esports. Perfect round so far. Laser setting himself a little bit on fire, trying to find Reformed. He's just going to be able to walk back to spawn. And, Laser setting up on this high ground. This was really, really, just a nasty off angle that Terps Esports had a hard time dealing with.
And they almost have the Juno ult. Both sides almost have their Juno ult with Jaquizas on the blade.
Yeah,
we're
going to be seeing Moose trying to use this Juno ultimate before Violet Legion has a chance, but their Violet Legion is going to be able to build theirs, and it looks like we actually get walled off. The Ramatra, you see the blade coming out, going to get booped away by the Ashe, but Genji is still running forward. The Bob isn't going to be able to take out the Brigitte in the backline, but able to find 2 more. A huge Bob from Laser. I really wish I could see where that was, because it was able to find 3.
Yeah, especially with that Mei, the Mei wall, it was perfectly timed as soon as Tony switched forms with Ramatra. And Jaquizas was the only person on site trying to maybe get a kill in there, maybe 2, but he ended up falling because of the Mei.
Yeah, absolutely. Terps Esports now, they are going to be able to take hold of this point. Originally, kind of the advantage that you get getting the early lead on Flashpoint, but it looks like Violet Legion is going to be able to just bully them straight off of point, as now Terps Esports are the ones who need to attack. We're seeing a huge engage. The rally comes out. Are they going to be able to get a good stun? A really, really good cleanse coming out from Jae-sung from Violet Legion on the Kiriko, but it's not going to be enough as Jaquizas finds 2. Before I'm going to be able to find another one, they're just going to keep running forward. I think they're going to be able to find this Kiriko as well. Yeah.
Reform going crazy there, really aggressive with the ult, but that's the nature of the ult. You get to play aggressive with Brigitte.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're going to be seeing probably an early ultimate from Terps Esports again. We're going to be seeing Kitsune Rush coming out from Violet Legion almost certainly in this fight, but the Ramatra ultimate should be able to counter, and C3 able to get a fantastic early pick in this fight. Ramatra just waiting out the form for as long as he can, but here comes the ultimate, and is that going to be enough to swing the fight? He's just trying to stay alive on point, but the Mei goes a little bit too far, and the ice block is actually out of position. I think he's just going to fall as soon as he comes out. The form is desperately being asked to come out from the Ramatra, but Jaquizas is going to fall to a Graviton Surge, and now Terps Esports, I think, are just going to have to regroup in this fight. They've got the Blizzard as well, Violet Legion, so Terps Esports need to be very careful in this next engage. They do have Moose's ultimate, the Orbital Ray, but I mean that's very easily countered by the Mei wall if you're not careful.
No, I totally agree. But the thing is, both DPS on the side of Terps, both C3 and Jaquizas have their ult, and C3 does pop his ult. Maybe trying to look for the Zarya. And he does get the Zarya. That is so huge.
Absolutely, and now Justice winning from above. Unfortunately, I think Terps Esports had just enough time to be able to, or sorry, Violet Legion had just enough time to brace for it, and now counting up to 70%. I'm not sure that Terps Esports get another touch on this fight. I think they might just have to go to this final point and hope that that's going to be the one that they're able to win.
Yeah, the damage boosted Bob was so incredible, and just holding position for Violet Legion, but they gotta have some sort of touch, and they are able to touch.
Are they gonna be able to get the rally off in time? Yeah, here it comes. And now they're able to force Violet Legion off a point. Unfortunately, Violet Legion can absolutely afford to give the point, and they're actually going to find Jaquizas in the meantime. They're still running forward, and Reformed is going to get caught off by the Maywall. Is that going to be it for the fight, or are Terps Esports going to be able to find a miracle in this? It looks like the Roadhog's just got so much HP that he's going to be able to live. The May not going to fall, and yeah, I think at this point Tony's just trying to get his Ramattra ultimate for this last fight. It is all coming down to this last point.
Yeah, I mean, this is the match decider for the Terps here, because if they lose this last point, they lose the match.
Looks like we're seeing Tony just running back. He's the only person on this team with the ultimate. We might see Juno's ultimate come up. You can charge it just so quick with how much healing Juno does, but I mean, I think Violet Legion want to go for an early fight. They have the Kitsune Rush, and we saw what happened last time this Kitsune Rush came out. I think Terps Esports had the Nemesis for him, ready, but it just wasn't enough to stop just how much damage that Kitsune Rush does.
They got to be really careful about the Hog here, because the Hog is looking to get really close in the backlines, but the Kitsune Rush does come out.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing, I think this Ramattra almost certainly uses his ultimate here. It's not going to be enough to find anybody. Moose finds 2 of his rockets, but he does get walled off. Unfortunately, I just don't think it's going to be enough. He finds 2 more with his ultimate, and now it's just up to this Juno. He's going to fall. And Terps are already ticking up to 30% now as they get Orbital Ray online as well. I mean, if they play this next fight well, this could be it.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably 1, maybe 2 fights left in this game. I mean, if they do have the deadlock here, they actually have 3 ults, especially that Juno ult with the Brigitte ult coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, I love that speed drink plus Cassidy combo. They're looking for the Roadhog, not quite going to be able to find him, but they still so much damage. He's able to heal up, but a huge pulse bomb from Jaquizas onto Laser. That's going to be a lot of damage cut off from this fight, and we're seeing the whole hog coming out, just being able to create a lot of space to Violet Legion able to make their way onto point, but Terps Esports still have the Orbital Ray online, and they're going to be able to find the enemy Juno. Kiriko falls as well. Now there's only a couple players left. I think it's just the Roadhog left on point. The Brigitte is going to fall, but I think it's not going to be enough. The Bob comes in. Are Terps Esports going to be able to play around this Bob? I think they just might. Yeah, Lucia's going to come back for the next touch, but look how low that Tracer's getting already. Lucia's going to fall as well. Tracer no recalls the Juno as well. Here, a great pulse bomb coming out. Oh, beautiful, beautiful one clip from Jaquizas. And that's going to be game 4, as we're going all the way to a game 5 in this.
Yeah, the Terps really pulled it off in that last one. They really played the ult game well there. I mean, even with just the support ults, and just finding some crucial kills with the Tracer ult. Yeah, and look at this huge ult from Tony there. This is a beautiful team wipe for the Terps.
I called out Moose on this play because he is the one in the kill feed, but you just saw how low Ramattra was able to get both of those players.
Yeah, and with that, I forgot the ability name, but just having that extra 70, 80 damage or burst damage was great for just finishing off those last 2 players.
Absolutely. So really well played from Terps Esports, as they're going to make their way all the way to a game 5. And yeah, I did not expect the series to get all the way here.
Yeah, I mean, it is a nail biter, an absolute nail biter tonight, and I'm like, frankly, on the edge of my seat watching this. This is a pretty good game to watch, because now it's going into 2-2 in the match, and do stay tuned for game 5, as we'll catch you relatively shortly after the ad break.
Yeah, we'll see you just after this. And welcome back. I feel like we've had so many games recently, Overwatch games, going to surprise, Game 5 bangers. I thought this game was going to be over 3-0, and suddenly, this could be anybody's game, absolutely. It's just been back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, both sides are really putting up a fight here.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the middle two rounds, the Terps kind of lost their footing a little bit, but in that last game, they definitely looked like they got something to work again. Yeah. And we are going into the final map of tonight, which I believe is Rialto.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really interested to see what NYU has planned for this map. This is their pick. Of course, as Terps Esports were able to win Saravasa. So really interested to see, what kind of tricks they have up their sleeve.
Yeah, I'm also really interested to see that too. So what kind of agents do you think?
Man, I don't know. I feel like we've seen everybody across the board. I would be surprised if we don't see Roadhog coming out from NYU. It's been so dominant, I would say, in the series.
Yeah, dominant and relatively consistent too with the Roadhog.
Yeah,
I mean it's been their. I'd assume it's their comfort pick at this point.
Yeah.
Alongside Malga for any kind of counter picks.
So yeah, I mean we saw a little bit of the Arista, and it definitely shut down the Roadhog at the beginning of that game, but then it just turned scrappy. I feel like we saw every tank in the game, and here we are. We're probably going to be seeing some sort of Ashe, Widowmaker as well.
Yeah, Widow is
coming
very
out.
Good on this map,
Yeah,
just because of
absolutely.
like the really cheeky angles you can create.
Yeah. So we're going to be seeing hero picks in just about 10 seconds. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to be seeing Juno as well. Juno's just so strong in this meta. Just the speed ring, so much healing. The missiles have a lot of burst damage, as we saw just at the end of that last game. And of course, Orbital Ray is so strong. And yeah, there we are. We're seeing Widowmaker, we're seeing Orisa, we're seeing Juno coming out from Terps Esports, and we're seeing Ash Roadhog coming out from NYU. Interesting to see no Juno. They haven't really been opting to use the hero at all this series.
Yeah, I mean, we did see some play with Juno last game, but I do agree. They consistently choose an Ana. I think it's probably just because of the anti.
Yeah, Ana Kiri. I mean, it has really good synergy with Roadhog, of course, and Roadhog, doesn't really need the speed ring ops to make the enemies come to him versus going to the enemies. But we're gonna see how this plays off. Is C3 gonna be able to get this pick off this Pharah? You need to be really, really careful. Just one well-placed headshot is going to be enough to send the Pharah back to the spawn room. So we're going to see what C3 is able to cook up. Yeah, C3 a little bit nervous for a flank, but looking for, of course, that what's it called? Looking for a potential Tracer or Genji that we've seen out of Legion, but they're not running that. They're just running Pharah Ash, and they're looking for the Pharah as well. Are they going to be able to find it? Oh, just missing a couple shots, but goes for the spray. He's going to be able to find him.
Tony already up to 64% with his ult, and there we go. I mean, that's the first team wipe of the game, and they're gonna. It looks like they're gonna be able to get this first point off. Just if Jaquizas can maybe stall just for a little bit. And
yeah, Luke. I think Luke will be able to come back to the touch. But
C3 getting another fantastic pick.
Yeah.
On the enemy Widow.
Ball is pretty low, but the Juno's there to support him, and there goes the Ana as well. And that's going to be the end for this fight. I don't think Violet Legion is going to bother trying to touch with this. And I think, sorry, that confused me a little bit. For those watching, just be aware that I think we've got the overlay a little bit switched. We do have Terps Esports in red versus Violet Legion in blue, but we're seeing now C3 taking another aggressive angle. Laser is looking for another off angle as well. C3 going into the sky. That's going to be easy pickings for Laser. Really love that he didn't panic. I feel like I try to go for a massive flick, but he's just waiting for C2 to fall into his crosshair. And we've got the Tracer pushing carts, but now that Jae-Sung is there to touch as well, it's going to be tough. And Wilma getting body blocked, actually. It's going to be able to flip this fight, probably. The momentum is shifting into Terps Esports' favor. If they're going to be able to win this Tracer duel on the back line. I mean,
Tony's going down really, really fast.
Yeah.
He's got to find some way to survive. I don't think he's going to be able to survive, but he does pop the ult just to get a little bit of
yeah, just get the damage reduction. Yeah. I think he was trying to maybe get some damage onto the Kiriko, but Jaquizas is able to find the Widowmaker, and suddenly Terps Esports are up in this fight. It seemed like they were down for so long, but finally the Drake Rally is going to come out, forces the gold form out of Orisa. She's going to fall as soon as that goes down, and Juno is going to gonna fall. Now C3 is going to go down the backline, but it's too low, too late. I mean, Luke is going to be able to touch this point, but he misses the pulse bomb, and there's just no way for them to be able to flip this fight. I think as soon as this Tracer goes down, that's going to be a cap for the Terps.
Yeah, it's looking like it. And so far, C3 has been very, very good about getting those much-needed picks. He got the pick on the Kiriko, and that just spelled game over for Violet Legion.
Yeah, there's the cap with 5 minutes almost on the clock. Terps Esports is suddenly looking so much better than they've looked all set. And now they're just holding this forward. It looks like their goal here is just to be able to build Orbital Ray. Because as soon as Violet Legion pop that is going to be the end of this fight. And Terps Esports are forced to just back up. It doesn't look like anybody's actually going to fall. I think that the Orbital Ray is a little bit too close. But Jaquizas actually finds Laser in all of this somehow.
Yeah, I mean, with every one of them so focused, and C3 does get a pick on the Brigitte, but without all of Violet Legion so focused on the front line of Terps, Jaquizas is wreaking havoc on their back line.
Yeah, Terps Esports absolutely defying the meta here. they're going to be able to win against Orbital Ray, and now they're the ones with the Orbital Ray advantage. And, you know, Tony with his ultimate as well is going to make sure that Violet Legion have a very difficult time getting the rotation out of the Orbital Ray. It's going to come out now, as well as the Horse ultimate. JKeys is found by the enemy Orisa, but, you know, Terps Esports still have the Orbital Ray. If they're going to be able to find anything about it, here comes the Orbital Ray out of Tony. Is not going to be able to find anybody, but they are going to be able to get the Orisas. You know, he just turns around, C3 with another beautiful headshot, and now Terps Esports are kind of running into the spawn of Violet
beautiful
Legion.
shot by
There's no
C3.
tanks. A huge pulse ball coming out from JKeys, but it's not quite going to be enough. As Tony's going to be able to find, Jae-Sung in the backline. Luke gets Tracer Dift, and that's going to be a cap. 3 minutes left on the card. If they're able to just get these last 2 picks, there goes Venture, and there it is, 3 minutes.
Beautiful attack from the Terps. I mean, just they were so oppressive.
Yeah.
And they Violet Legion could not have, or they didn't have any response to Tony. Tony was so, like, you could not kill him at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And that what that means is that there's just so much space for C3 to just do his work.
Right.
He's just, you know, in the backline picking off, you know, the Widow, picking off the Brigitte, picking off the Juno, and the Tracer is not, you know, doing a good enough job of, you know, harassing the Widow.
Yeah, I mean, even just harassing Widows. JKeys has been, like, phenomenal. It's creating so much chaos in the Violet Legion back line. I mean, even just 1, killing the Widow, but 2, getting those much needed picks on their support is what it's what's bringing the Terps to get so much advantage. Because while their entire team is focused on mainly Tony and the Brigitte and just their front line, JKeys and C3 are wreaking havoc on their back line.
Yeah.
You can't really do anything about that.
And it looks like we're going to be seeing, you know, just seeing more of that Widow. I think it's the same comp out of Terps Esports, and I mean, they're just doing a great job of, you know, yeah, like you said, just controlling space and letting C3 do what he does best. And I'm really interested to see what NYU has for this, because I don't think what they were bringing that first map is going to work again. Yeah, we see a switch on to D.Va, we see a switch on to Reaper. I mean, I think they're just trying anything that works, but I'm not so sure this is what I would have done against this comp. We'll see what they have.
Yeah, this is I do have to agree. This is a very interesting comp, especially with the Reaper.
Yeah, I mean, D.Va is going to have a hard time just getting past the Orisa, just constantly doing damage. Needs to keep this Widow alive, and C3 going to be able to get a headshot onto the Tracer, flipping the script on, you know, what that matchup should be. And it looks like Tony is just kind of, you know, running circles around this Reaper, going to be able to find him as well. Now it's just cleanup on aisle 3 is, yeah, Terps Esports is running the D.Va all the way down. If they can get her out of mech, that's so good. Looking like they're going to try to kill the baby as well. And, yeah, I think JKeys is just going to run back. I mean, they got Tracer D.Va out of mech. She's only at, you know, 40% to her ultimate, so I think she's just going to swap to Junker Queen just to get a reset on the mech, but that means back to 15% ult charge.
And C3 posted up in a very, very good position. A typical position you want as a Widow.
Yep.
But they Violet Legion does take the alternative route and over the bridge, maybe trying to create some kind of...
Oh, what a shot! You don't hit those! He is going to go down to the D.Va, but I think that's all he needed to do. JKeys just finds the Brigitte, and that's the entire backline of Violet Legion down in the second.
That was a beautiful shot. I mean, wow! And I mean, even though he died, that's still like probably the best trade you can get in that scenario, because that's the Juno down. Like we've been talking about so much. The Juno has so much healing, and if you can stop that, you stop like almost the entire team. Yeah,
Look
let's see
at
the
that,
shot.
dude.
Wow!
Oh my god.
That's going in some clip feed for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And the pulse mode coming out. Are they gonna be able to break the shield? No, Brigitte is just gonna be able to block that out. But here comes a little bit of a Orisa ultimate in the spawn. I mean, that's a little bit cheeky. I'm not sure if Terps Esports really can afford to do this. Looks like Tony is going to be able to back out, so they should just be fine. Tracer's been bad, though. I don't think she has recall, and she's actually in a very dangerous position now. She's getting surrounded. Beautiful white clip!
Wow!
What is that tracking? This this Widowmaker can't play at all.
Yeah, I mean, just perfect placement too. And now Jaquizis is in their back line, just shooting the D.Va from the back. There's nothing this D.Va can do except die, but last Tony goes along with him.
Yeah, I mean, Terps Esports are finally looking dominant like they were doing in Game 1. I think they finally, you know, yeah, they were a little bit nervous, but yeah, can we see this? This one clip again? Yeah, there it is. Just beautiful shots out of Jaquizis here. Really, these DPS are just doing so much. Tony's controlling so much space. I mean, it's kind of hard to see what the supports are doing, but I mean, they're not dying, and that's really all you can ask for with this kind of team comp out by the Legion. Jaquizis is going to be able to get another pick onto his Widow, not letting her play at all. And it looks like they're just going to be able to bully the Vegeta even through D.Va's defense matrix. And just nobody's dying out of Terps Esports. They're just finally looking good. You know, just team play, just making sure that they're all working together. Jaquizis killing himself with his own pulse bomb. It looks like Luke not quite going to be able to survive. 4 HP gets the Mega.
It's just him against this Widow. We've seen him absolutely dominate this.
Oh my god!
What a shot!
Don't
oh my god!
That's not allowed. That's absolutely
How
not
do you
allowed.
hit that?
Laser puts CP down, but it doesn't matter at this point. I mean, you absolutely won this as the Widowmaker here. You can see him
definitely
smiling.
smirking. He's like, I know that shot was good. Wow.
Yeah, as that Ana goes down, I mean, I think that pick might have been enough to seal this fight. Laser trying to do his best C3 impression, but it's not enough. He finds reformed, and actually, C3 gets the pick onto Tracer. It looks like Violet Legion are going to be able to get this flip. Terps Esports will have another touch on this, but it won't be a full touch. Tracer does have her recall, so she'll be able to get the first, you know, just a touch onto the point there. As they're contesting it, as they're waiting for the full regroup. We see Lucio coming back on Violet Legion just to make sure that he's there for the fight. But you know, Terps Esports have the advantage. We've seen how good the Orisa matchup is into this Roadhog.
You can see Features trying to do some kind of damage in their back line. Not able to get the Widow yet.
Oh my
beautiful
god!
Shot again! Oh my god!
As soon as he uses the Infrasight, going to be able to get the perfect peek onto it. The Pulse Bomb comes out to find Tony, but the arrow of the trade tanks, the Lucio falls as well. Now, as it's just cleanup, Tracer doesn't get the point, and that's going to be game.
Wow!
C3's highlight reel was just this entire
he
defense.
has so many clips he can use for any kind of montage that he wants to create. That was a spectacle to watch.
Yeah, we're seeing play of the game out of Tony. I'm sure he did something, but oh my god, I really wish that we could see a replay from the Widowmaker. Those shots were incredible. And no, Tony.
And then Tony does end up.
What a game!
Yeah, that was a great game, and I mean it was a nail biter up to this point, and then it's just complete domination by the Terps on this map. That was crazy to watch.
Yeah, I'm just glad that we were able to see C3 activate. I don't know, maybe he's got some sort of sports drink or something, just caffeine running through his veins.
I mean, he's got to have some sort of energy drink sponsoring him if he's shooting shots like that.
Yeah, I mean, if there are any sports drinks out there that want to sponsor him, you'll look good.
Yeah,
go for it. Sure.
Go for it.
But yeah, C3 able to just completely shut down NYU on their attacking round. That's gonna be it for the series. NYU, NYU completely stopped by C3. That was insane.
Yeah, and NYU does go into 0-7 in this or in their rankings, and the Terps are able to pull up to a 2-4. Now, this is definitely going to put the Terps in a better position going forward, just in terms of rankings. But NYU, wow, that's 0-7.
Yeah, I mean,
they did play really well too. I mean,
absolutely.
on the middle two maps, that was like they really held their own, and they looked like the dominant force. But Terps were just able to come out on top.
Yeah, especially map 3. It looked like Terps Esports were trying anything, and nothing was working at all. Unfortunately, finally, Terps Esports were able to find just a little bit of leverage, and that was enough for them to push their way all the way through the end of the series as they go up 3-2, and like you said, 2-4 in the overall series. So they're definitely happy about that win.
Yeah, I know C3 is definitely pretty happy with some of those shots.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. It was an absolutely great night to watch some pretty good Overwatch.
Yeah.
And again, we really thank you guys for joining. And we hope you guys had had as much fun as we did.
Yeah. And I just want to see, look at that smile on C3's face. He is living the life. So we'll leave you guys on that. Hope to see you guys next week. Have a nice night.
Yeah, and we do also want, before we leave, we're going to thank our sponsors real quick. So we want to thank Reckwell, Philip Merrill College of Journalism, Playwire, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, thank you guys for joining us on this great night for an NECC matchup in Overwatch, and have a great night.
See you guys.